Welcome back. So as you can see, what I did was I had my little brush. I filled in the girl and the horse. And there's a couple spots here I'm going to fill in later, but we'll do that at the end. So what I'm going to show you now is the tree here and the bottom. Okay, and the last thing that we'll do is the twigs. And then if you want, maybe a couple stars in the sky. Okay, so you're going to take your bigger brush, right, the wider one, and you're going to get going with your black. Okay, and we're just going to start putting the shadow in. Now you can see that the grass kind of comes up into his feet a little bit, so I'm going to leave some room so that I can put the grass in too. If you're wondering what the noise is, that's my fan that's on breeze, so it goes on and off and on and off. We didn't talk about putting music on here.
No, we didn't.
That would have been a good idea. All right, so now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start this corner and see how it kind of goes up a little bit. So I'm going to just kind of gradually go down and then up a little bit. And then we're going to go right into that tree, which is really not the whole tree. So the tree is really just the edge of it. But it's a pretty big tree just based on the leaders up here. So it's going to be wide at the bottom, get narrow, and then open up. Of course, you can make the tree any way you want. There's no tests or quizzes. I'm going to switch brushes now because I need a point. So I'm going to switch brushes and then go to a round brush, but this one has a point. And so what you want to do when you start doing these leaders up here is you want to make sure when you put a branch in that it does, well, it can stop, but up here, if you see this branch, it just keeps going. It's off the painting, and then it comes back down. So you just want to make sure that they kind of connect. You can see over here, these leaders, you want to put these leaders in first. Okay, so that's the big branches coming out. So you want to put them in first. All right, and make sure they connect through so it looks realistic. And then do the smaller branches later. So I'm just going to start a few of them with my smaller brush. And just keep in mind when you're doing a branch, it's always wider at the base, and then it gets thinner and thinner. So if you have a little separate plate to kind of play around with the water in your brush, that's good. I have these, or you can just use another little cup like this. But I find when I do the tree, I really want the paint to not dry up like it's doing here. And it's just a matter of getting that right consistency of water and paint. So it just really flows nice, but it doesn't drip. So I've got basically this one and this one going on and this one. And now I'm going to put a couple off like this to kind of run off the canvas. And then I'm just going to put a few in the background here that are a little bit smaller. And you can see over here I'm going to need to touch up with a little bit of blue. And then when you go to do some of the smaller branches, you might want to go with a little bit less paint so that they can just kind of flow. Flow off your brush. Okay, maybe we could stop for a second.